Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 9. Alright, so there was a liquid spill in here, so I'm going to go through this quick. I do have another video where I kind of took out some pieces, but not the whole motherboard, logic board, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we're using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to remove or undo the screws from the bottom. They actually stay attached to the case, I believe. Alright, so let's go ahead and undo these screws. Next, we're going to go ahead and pull this bottom cover up, okay, just like that. If it doesn't come up, you might have to double check the screws again. Alright, there is a little battery reset hole here, okay, and actually I can see some liquid in here already. So I'm a little worried. I don't know if it's going to be salvageable or not. The customer said if we can't, then to save at least save their data. And right now I'm seeing a bunch of liquid into the back where the screen circuit area is, so I have a feeling it's not going to be salvageable, especially since it sounds like they had it on when they spilled it. So yeah, but I'm going to clean what I can. Also, if it's sugary, I can't tell, but it doesn't smell like just plain coffee, so there's definitely stuff in it. I don't know about sugar content, but usually when people put flavorings in it, then it's going to be sweet as well. And right there, I think we're already screwed. It's right in the LCD screen connector there. Alright, so they told me it spilled into the screen and into the keyboard, which is going to be terrible. So I don't think it's going to be even worth attempting. Let's just go ahead and pull the SSD out at least. We'll disconnect the battery first, although it's probably completely dead anyways because of the liquid, but might as well pull the battery out, okay? Actually, let's get a thumbnail there. Okay, let's go ahead and pull the battery out. I might just quickly see if I can pop the motherboard out and take a look underneath real quick. 2 screws there, alright. And it looks like we got a screw on either side. And this looks like a connector where it just latches down. Alright, also you want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is, I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got like 2 here, 2 wider out, and then 2 closer in again. So I just put them in that pattern, 2, 2, 2, alright. Okay. Now that we got all those screws out, we're going to go from this corner here, and we're going to lift up because it has a push down connector. Alright, and there you go. Battery comes out super easy. No liquid there. Battery model number, if you want it, is right there. L20M4P71. Okay, just to be a little bit extra safe, we're going to open up the laptop and press and hold the power button for a few seconds. Wow, okay. This little light optical whatever thing, it gets in the light so easily that it looks like it's on, but if I put shade, oh, you can't see it, but yeah, if I cover it with shade, it's actually off. Anyways, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and pull out the SSD, make sure there's no liquid on that. Okay, so we got that piece out and this piece out. Alright, we're gonna carefully lift this and pull the thermal pad stuff off, okay? And we'll set that aside. SSD, once you do that, let me zoom in here. You can actually go underneath, lift it slightly, don't pull it up too high, and then kind of wiggle and pull it out. There we go. SSD doesn't seem to have any liquid. I hope that's not liquid. That's probably just from the thermal pad, like, yeah, you can see that like shape of that bubble. So I think it's most likely from that. So hopefully SSD is okay. I'm not seeing a crazy amount of liquid inside of this thing, but my worry is it all went into this LCD connector here. This one, how does this connector even attach? I think there's a metal latch here. Huh. I don't know. It doesn't seem to want to move anywhere. I think we have to pry this one up. Let's see. How does it come out? I might have to find a picture or a video of this little connector somewhere because I'm not quite sure how this connector is lodged in there. It looks like there's a little hook that it slides, but it doesn't want to move. Let's see. Interesting. Sorry, this connector is new to me. I haven't seen this. I don't think I've taken one of these out before. Does it have a little flip latch or anything? Seems to move a little. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to see if I can find what this cable looks like on another computer so I can see how it sits in there. So let me see if I can find this part. And then usually from looking at the part, I can figure out how it's held together into here. But from looking at this, I don't know. It looks like it should slide out, but it doesn't want to. Or it should pop up or something. Oh, okay, there we go. It is just a pop connector. So let me put this back in so I can show you. So it clicks down like, oops, sorry, it clicks down like that. And it just pops up like this. Just get underneath and pop it out. All right, there we go. And again, you just line it up. If you're gonna put it back, make sure everything lines up right, and then click that down. All right, you can see how it just clicks in. All right, so we're gonna pop that out, and actually I don't see much liquid on the other side of this connector. There was a lot on top of it, but inside I don't see anything actually, so maybe it's okay. Oh, wait, what? This thing actually latches. Did I do something weird? You see how this thing swings? Okay, let me take a look here because maybe you're supposed to swing that and then it will more easily. Okay, so this, I think, kind of helps lock it into place, kind of, or maybe it just makes it easier to, or gives you a little thing to pull on. So if you see this, okay, that's an interesting design. So if you look at this, you see that the whole mechanism, oops, sorry, if you see this, the whole mechanism can kind of lift. How do I even, okay, there you go. You can see it swings like that, right? It looks weird because they rolled the edge like that. And I think that's actually just so you have a thing to pull on. So when you lift this up, then you can have something to pull it up, right? I don't think this latches anything, really. Yeah, it doesn't look like it really does anything to latch it. So, I mean, you can do that. Click it down. Okay, and then flip that back on. All right, hopefully that helped a little bit, make it a little bit easier. Sorry for the confusion, but yes, you can go underneath here, and then you can flip this latch up, and then you can actually use this as like a thing to grab and pull it out. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and continue taking things apart. Sorry for that long, somewhat of a detour kind of thing. All right, what do we got here? We got a bunch of little connectors. Let's go ahead and just disconnect them all, because why not? We're gonna have to eventually. All right, so we got the, let me move stuff out of the way. We got the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery here. You just go on the wings and then just wiggle and pull it back, just like that. If you're wondering, the battery is right there, CR2016. All right, it's thinner than a CR2032, and then it has this little connection on it. You want the red wire going towards the inside of the laptop and the black wire going towards the outside. All right, then we got the touchpad trackpad connector here. It has a little thing that you just pop up like that. I'm not gonna open the other side because that side doesn't have any liquid in it. And then we got this, there's a flip latch. All right, this is, looks like for the keyboard. All right, we're gonna go in here and then, oh, we're gonna use this little tab. You can see I can lift up this darker brown portion, and then you pull it up slightly and pull it back, and there we go. All right, then we got some speaker connectors here. It looks like these are different speakers. So this one goes to the speaker right there, the bigger one, and then there's a wire that runs along all the way over to this other big speaker here. And then you got this other connector here, which it goes down and it goes to this little speaker here, and then obviously, there's another wire going along here, and I'm pretty sure that goes to the other little speaker there. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and disconnect both of those. Okay, so also make sure you don't put it back in upside down. They drew lines on top so you can tell which way was up and which way was down. So let me see if I can pull that out and show you. You can see here you have this line connector, and then this one, it just shows the pins. So you want the part where it's like kind of the longer lines showing face up. Okay, and then for this little other one with the little speakers, same thing. Okay, so I'm not gonna flip it over because I don't want to make it so it's like going upside down, but there we go. All right, let's zoom out. Actually, here's the wireless antenna. Go underneath from the tail, pull up. Same thing with this one, pull up. All right, and these ones are kind of labeled weird. So you can see this one's filled in. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of, there you go, it's filled in. And then that's the white one, and then the one that's just the shape of the triangle, that's the black one. All right, we got another one of these connectors. I'm assuming it goes the same way. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually no, this one seems different. What in the world? They use different kinds of connectors for each one. I don't know if I can flip that up like the other one. I'm probably gonna end up just plopping it up like before. Yeah, I'm gonna just pop it up. Let's see. Or do I need to flip this little latch somehow? I don't know. I don't know. This one is different. You see, it doesn't have those little hooks like the first one. Why does... Okay, so I guess you can lift that up. I hope it's supposed to swing up that way, because I lifted it up that way. You can see this one's way harder to do, but there we go. All right, it looks like that is how you do it. And then once you lift those, you can pull this out with that handle kind of thing. All right, it feels like there's liquid here too. That's gonna be a problem. All right, let's zoom out a bit more. We're gonna unroute this cable here and unroute the wireless antennas here just to move them out of the way. I don't think we're gonna actually pull the whole thing out, like the whole screen assembly is what I mean. All right, then we got the other cable here. Let's see if we can unroute that one. They did put some tape here, but there we go. Okay, next, let's see, any other cables we need to remove? Okay, so we do need to disconnect this cable up here, so we'll flip this latch up, and then we'll get underneath. Is this a little pull tab like the other one had? Maybe, kind of, sort of, I don't know. This one's more just like tape. So we're gonna try and get underneath here and then see if we can pull that up. Kind of working, all right? Get underneath both sides and pull that back. And there we go. All right, so there's liquid under there too. All right, make sure to dry that off. Okay. All right, I think we're good in terms of connections that are holding or attached to the motherboard logic board. So let's go ahead and start undoing screws. Okay, there's lots of screws here. Should I do like a few at a time, zoom it in a little bit more? Again, keep all the screws in order because they are or can be different size, shape, and lengths. Right, looks like there's a whole set of screws here, 5 of them. So let's go ahead and remove all 5 of those. Again, keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. Also, some of them are different colors, so yeah. These screws seem to be shorter than the battery screws, and then the black one was even shorter. So, all right. The other screws for the SSD seem to be about the same as the silver ones. So if for some reason you mix them up, hopefully that bit of information helps you. All right, there's a couple screws here. Let's go ahead and remove those as well. Okay, these ones are longer, similar, or looks to be about the same as the battery ones. But again, it's always a good idea to keep all your screws in order. All right, there's another one down here. This one's shorter as well. Okay. I don't think we need to. Oop. Wow, all these things just plop off. Cool. Okay, so these, you can see they have these little connectors. That's a very awesome design, because if for some reason the pieces were to get damaged by, let's say, liquid or something, you see that? You could easily replace this USB port. That is very awesome design. All right, and it looks like you can actually leave the 2 screws for the back of the USB one there, but yeah, it's fine. We'll just take it all out. All right, we got another screw up here. Be careful, this board is super thin. It feels like if I lifted it a little bit too much, you could actually crack something. So be very careful, go slow, take your time. All right, there's another screw up here. And also the 2 fans plug into this. We're gonna leave the fans attached to the heatsink, so we're not gonna disconnect that, unless we for some reason need to have liquids under there, but so far it looks like we don't need to. Okay, there's another 2 or 3 screws going down here. Actually, there's one more screw here first. So get that out. All right, and then we got the 3 screws going down here. Let's get those out. I'm gonna test this without the SSD inside first, because I don't want the SSD to have a chance of getting more damage if it's damaged from the liquid. All right, and it could sometimes be the liquid didn't damage, but it could just be the sudden like power surge or power shutting off from the liquid getting in there. Okay, so there's that. Let's see if we can lift it now. Are we missing any screws? So these ports are soldered to the motherboard, but these ones, at least you can do something about it. All right, so we're gonna carefully lift this, and you want to also be careful and lift the heatsink here as well. All right, so we'll do that. Oreo, shh. Lift that. Move that out of the way. Wiggle it. Wiggle it. I'm slowly. Oh, they have a little plug thingy in here. I gotta pull that out. Oreo, stop. All right, we're gonna carefully lift this. And here we go. Oh my God, what is that? That's definitely a problem. Look at that. I think the liquid fried that. Oh my goodness. You see this? Look at that. It's like part of the motherboard got somehow like glued to that and fried. I've never seen. Wow, that looks really bad. Okay, so my guess is this motherboard is toast. If they're lucky, this USB-C port might be okay. But here you can see. Wow, is that scorched or what is that? Look at that. I don't know what these little blue chunks of stuff are here. It's underneath the. Okay, it's not scorched. It's falling out. Let me get that stuff off. I don't know what that is. What is this? See those little bits of stuff? They were just stuck to the bottom of the keyboard layer. Anyways, we'll do that. Okay, so keyboard itself, I don't see anything crazy there. There's a lot of like liquid residue on that, so we're gonna have to try and clean that up. Okay. I'm not sure what this cable is going into actually. Let me look at the other side and see what I see. I'm gonna have to use my electric air blower. Maybe that's the power button. This might be the power button, so the power button might actually be toast. That's probably what's going on here. I think underneath this adhesive there's a screw there. I don't know if there's another one on the other side. But let's try taking that screw out and see if we can lift the power button out. Okay. There's probably another screw somewhere here. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Can I remove that? Let me get my little tweezers here. Let's see if we can somehow. Pretty sure there's going to be another screw under here on this side. Yep. Definitely is a screw under there. So let's get this adhesive out of the way a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then we'll undo that screw. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, that might be all the Amazon packages I was waiting for. Got more work coming. All right, can we lift this up now? Yes, we can. And here is the power button here. All right, and yeah, my guess is the power button got toast because it had quite a bit of liquid residue on there. So I don't know. I mean, if they really want to try fixing it, we can try getting a replacement power button, but I don't know. How is this thing taped on here? I'm scared to like peel up the tape and then rip the cable. There's 2 layers here, so they put this layer of whatever that is, and then there's tape on top of it, and it's not, I'm not able to separate it. I feel like I'm just gonna cause more damage trying to separate it, but here you can see there's a little like resistor or something, capacitor in there. All right, anyways, I'm gonna try and air dry, blow this out. Same thing with over here, just because there was liquid on top. So I'm gonna use an electric air blower, dry this the best I can, and then we'll see if anything happens, if it gets any life. But definitely this USB-C port got toast. I'm assuming they either had it plugged in or plugged it in when the spill happened, and that just destroyed it. I don't know if this other USB-C port is alive or not. But I guess, yeah, we'll just clean it up and find out. I don't think any liquid made it underneath this portion. It looks pretty dry. Yeah, so I don't know how that happened. That's insane. All right, I don't know. That's weird. This portion, yeah, this seems pretty dry. All right, I'm gonna blow this out, make sure it's all dry, and then we'll reassemble it and see if we have any luck. If not, that was a waste of time, but it's, I guess, interesting if somebody wanted to see how to take this thing apart. Obviously, if you see this board, there's no removable replaceable RAM. CPU's underneath the heatsink there, and yeah, it's not upgradable or replaceable either. Okay, I'll clean this up. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So there was actually a lot of liquid underneath in the motherboard. It was all like underneath this plastic area. I blew it and you can see all the trails that it was making on there. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure this thing is completely toast, but might as well give it a try. We took it apart this far. Okay, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I already kind of dried it as much as I could. I'm pretty sure it's toast. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing back together. Be careful with this again. This part is very flexible, bendy, so you don't want to damage it, all right? We're going to get the power button back lined up. Okay. All right, we got to get the 2 screws back in. We'll get that screw in. Good. Put that adhesive back on top. We'll get this screw in. Okay, there we go. We'll set the motherboard, logic board aside. Let's check the power button real quick just to make sure. Okay, clicks OK. Then we're gonna go ahead and take the motherboard and get that back in. Obviously, since one of the USB-C ports are gone, can't really do anything about that. I'm not able to solder that. It ripped the pads out from there, so that's not gonna be even worth attempting to repair. That's gonna be very expensive, and I'm not able to do that. All right, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get this back in. So just line it up. Okay, and then we lower this back down. Make sure these cables end up back on top. There's quite a few cables here, so you need to kind of hold them out of the way when you lower this down. We are going to have to get the power button one back up because that one's kind of, yeah, going under there. So go underneath, use whatever you got. Okay. Oh, did that just separate? Okay, so you can see the adhesive separated for the power button thing here, right? That's what I was talking about earlier. So I guess it's not actually, it's just attached to that metal bar. You see that? This is just double-sided, like a thermal kind of adhesive thing. All right, so that should be okay. We'll zoom in here. Although I have a feeling the power button's completely fried because of how much liquid was on it. Right, we're gonna get that back in and then latch that back down. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and stick this back down. Again, it's just adhesive holding that piece in place. All right, what else? We got all of these. Make sure all the connectors are back on top. Good, they look like they're all on top. Okay, we can go ahead and put back the SSD. Let me zoom out a little bit because it's so far zoomed in. Okay, so SSD goes in like that. Wiggle and push it all the way in. There's some crumb or something on there. Oh, there we go. Okay, make sure that's in. You want to do a wiggle test to make sure that it's this part sticks up a little. Make sure if it's too far back, you're going to put the screw in there and it will damage the SSD. So make sure it goes in all the way. We'll line this up. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get the two screws back in. That guy, and then we got the other one here. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this cable back in. So you do want to lift that up. Okay, and then we'll get this cable back in. So you can make sure that latches up. It makes it probably a little bit easier. And then make sure to get this back in. Okay, push that in, flip that latch back down, and then get all this extra wiring back under there. Good, you can put that tape back. That's to keep it from going into the screw mount area. You don't want to put the screw into that. All right, we got the 3 screws going down along the side here. Get those in. There's not really any particular order to put these things back. The only particular order is maybe, what do you call? Yeah, the only particular order you got to worry about is the battery. not this battery, the main battery, all right? We're going to go ahead and put the CMOS BIOS battery in. Okay, it helps to kind of like pinch the two together like that. All right, next, what else we got? We gotta plug in these, so this just lines up and clicks down. Okay, this one we gotta make sure the latch is up. Okay, so make sure that flap is up, and then we gotta get this back in. Sorry, I know my hand's in the way, but get that in, and then flip that latch back down. Right, we got the speaker connectors here, and this one goes here. Line that up. The thing is, I don't know how you would know which cable goes to where, because technically you can swap them around. I think they'll plug in, but you want to make sure you put back the right one. So that one had a red dot, and then this one has the blue. This cable's a bit longer. There's a lot more excess slack. Make sure when this cable connector goes in, it goes in straight. It's wanting to go in at a weird angle, but you want to make sure it goes in straight. Okay, actually let me try and do this with the tweezers. Might make it a little easier. It's awkward working on it in this position, but come on. Get in there. Okay, there we go. And then pinch it into place. Get that back up there. All right, we got the wireless antennas and all of that. Okay, so we'll make that route back over there. Again, make sure the gray wire goes to the one closer to the LCD LVDS or whatever that connector is. Might be for the camera. All right, we got this one as well. That, and then click that down. good. All right, we'll get this connector in. Okay, and then line this up. Push that down and then click that into place. All right, seems like it's hooked in well. All right, did I forget anything? I think we got all the connectors. Let's go ahead and start putting back all of these screws here. So we got this piece, goes back down on top. Okay, just like that. All right, we're gonna put this one screw here to hold the logic board down first because it wants to move all over the place. And then this does have a little bit of wiggle room. I like to push it as close to the outside as possible, so that way the port isn't like slightly in. Hopefully that's all lined up. Is this not? Or maybe you can't. Okay. Looks like that might not be possible because then this screws all the way back here. Okay. So we'll just loosely fit the screws first. Make sure everything goes in. The screws like further to the back. Why isn't it going in? Come on. Interesting. Does this board actually move outwards some at all? Oh, there we go. Okay. So loosely fit that. We're gonna get all 4 of these screws first. I like to twist it backwards to hear it click to make sure it goes in. All right, and then now we can go ahead and tighten the screws down. Okay. All right, the audio jack goes in like this. Oops, sorry. Goes in at an angle. Make sure it goes in all the way. Drop it in. You should feel it drop into place. This screw in. This screw in. And this screw. I just noticed there's a connector here. I don't remember taking anything out from that, so most likely it's an excess connector. I'm not too sure what it's for, but yeah, there's an extra little connector there. Maybe on some models, I think they use this spot for the, what do you call, like the stylus? That's what I think it's for, if I remember correctly. All right, we got one screw up here. Got another screw here. And one more screw here. All right, I think that's all the motherboard screws. Now let's go ahead and reconnect the battery. So battery here, line that stuff up, drop it down, click that into place. All right, and then we'll just get all the screws in. And then we'll cross our fingers and hope it turns on. Actually, well, I already put the SSD there. We'll just see, I guess. Put the battery in. I think we got everything else in place. All right, we got everything in. Let's see if it powers up or does anything. Push the power button. I see nothing. No change. Oh, actually, the keyboard. Huh. The keyboard was lighting up, I think. And the power light is actually on now, but I don't think it's going to do anything. We'll find out. The fans aren't doing anything. Sometimes after the CMOS BIOS battery was pulled out, it takes a while to boot up, so let's see if anything happens. I still see the power button is lit up. It's actually lit up now, but no caps lock light, no fans. no sound. Actually, there's a slight high-pitched sound. And the keyboard light is coming on again. Oh, and then it's off. It just comes on for like a fraction of a second. Let me actually turn off the light. See if you can see. You can see the power button light is on. Okay, that's the only light that's there. And let's see if the keyboard lights up again. Still nothing. Come on. Come on. Come on, please boot up. Please. They did also spill liquid in the screen, so there's a chance that the screen's fried. Oh, whoa, whoa. We got some life. There you go. Date and time is dead. I don't know if it's gonna charge. But it's restarting itself again. That's definitely a good sign. This is not. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I've never seen, even if this rips out, I've never seen where that green stuff, you see how it's stuck to there even when it got fried? That's pretty crazy. Alright, so we're gonna go into the boot menu. The keyboard is responding. This is 6:35 February 1st. Okay, let's set that up. Day and time. February 1st, 2025. And now it's probably, so 1826 probably. Okay, 1826, right? Oh, it's 36. Oops. Not bad. Okay, now we're gonna save. Save configuration, yes. And let's see if it's gonna boot. My question is though, it might boot, but is it gonna charge? I'll leave this here for a bit. Let me grab the charger. I don't know what it's beeping about. What does it say now? Day and time. We already said it. F1. Why is it complaining still? We just set the date and time. What is it saying now? Date and time. It's not touchscreen. Why didn't it save? Okay, let's set it again. You can fast forward over this part if you want. Oops. It's February 1st, 2025. And it's now 18 and 37 probably. Right? 37. Okay, good enough. Why isn't it saving? Save and exit. Save and exit now. Yes. Please save the date and time. I don't know if it's gonna charge. Come on, show me the little window spinning. There we go. It's spinning. That's a good sign. There's only one port now. The other one's toast. So maybe they're lucky that they put in that little rubber plug, because the one that's broken, can we charge with the second one? Oh, yes. You see that? It's actually charging. I better tell them to check their charger, because if there's liquid in there, that's not going to be good. Anyways, it looks like it booted up. Let's get the bottom cover back on. Give them the good news. Hopefully the keyboard's all working. I'm not 100% sure if it is or not. I don't know their password to log in to verify that, but it is definitely on, and it's definitely charging the battery. And you can actually see some of the liquid residue there. Oh man, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna use a little rubbing alcohol. Be very careful if you're doing this. Okay. I'm just gonna clean off the residue on this plasticky stuff, although I don't think it shouldn't affect anything. It's not touching the actual electronics. Alright, anyways, we'll get the bottom cover back on. It's still charging, we're good. Alright, sadly they lost one charge port, but hopefully it'll be okay. At least for the time being. All right, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get these screws back in. Why is this screw not going down? Oh, there we go. Okay. They're probably gonna be like, that was fast. All right. Okay. Get this guy and the last screw. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share to my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living, alright? If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.